I came in through the study route, but there is also express entry, so you. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. If it's your first time here, thanks for joining, and if you're a returning subscriber, welcome. Please do remember to subscribe to the YouTube channel so you can get new videos as they drop. Okay, I'm sure you're wondering who I have. Alright, we'll get into that as we go on. In today's video, we're going to be talking about the common ways to migrate to Canada. From the questions that were dropped in my previous video, the most recurring question was about how people can migrate to Canada and all that. So I decided to do this video. So if you have any questions or comments that you would like us to touch on maybe in subsequent videos, please do well to drop them down in the comment section and we'll pick it up from there. Okay, so let's go right into it. I have here with me my sister. She's going to introduce herself. So I don't want to take cat out of the horse. No, sorry. I don't want to. Let's just start. Let her just introduce herself, please. So she'll be taking us through today's session, and she'll be giving us the most common ways to migrate to Canada. So let's go right into it. So please introduce yourself to my viewers.
Hi everyone, I don't know, I'm waving to you guys. My name is Fumi Onipon and I'm Tolu's sister, as she said. I'm married with 3 kids and I work as a system lead at the University of Waterloo, but I don't know, I think that's all about me.
Okay, and she's our big mommy in Canada, our big mommy Canada.
I don't think you're really big, right?
Don't worry, you're big in the spirit. Okay, so the next question. Since when have you been in Canada and how did you migrate to Canada?
I've been in Canada for about 10 years now. I think I turned 10 actually in August this year. How did I migrate to Canada? I came in through the study permit route. I came in for my study in 2013 and then migrated from there. Wow. After my study, then became PR, and then I'm now.
Okay. So now tell us about the common ways to migrate to Canada.
As I said earlier, I came through the study route. So I would say the common ways would be, one, a disclaimer: I am not an immigration consultant. I don't own, so don't just take my word for it. Go to the website. There is a CIC.gc.ca website. You can just search for Canadian immigration sites, but they have all this information on their website. So I came in through the study route. There is also express entry, so you could come in directly as a resident if you file through the express entry. There's also spousal way of coming, so let's say your spouse is already there, your spouse could file for you, or even family sponsorship. For some promises, your family could file for you to come. So another way is provision nomination, which ties to the express entry as well, because so even if a promise nominates you, you still have to go into the pool. So it's more like you're getting more points because the promise nominated you and then you get more points in the pool. So I would say those are the major common ways through studying, or if the spouse is filing for you because the spouse is already here, or family sponsorship. And the express entry is the major one. Even if you're in Canada already as a student, you still have to go into the express entry pool to become a resident.
Okay, the study permit just gives you like an edge because you have Canadian study, and then it increases your points in the way. Yeah, in a way. Okay, thank you. So, what has your experience been so far in Canada? How has the Canada life been for you and your family?
So far, so good. It's been 10 years now. I'll be honest, when I came in 2013, I wanted to go back home.
Why?
Because I came here on a study leave. I was working, I had my job, and I was just on study leave. I just wanted to do my master's to go back home. But then, at the end of my study was a 2-year program. Then opportunities started coming out. Then I was like, okay, maybe we'll stay. My family's joined a year after. It wasn't as easy as it is right now back then. So it took like almost a year for their visas to be approved. Everything was paper application. So that also prompted me to want to go back home. But towards the end of my study, things become, we felt like Canada was opening up for everyone.
Now to the next question. Please tell us about your experience in Canada so far since you came here.
So far, so good. I've been able to move from being a student to my current employer. I've been with the same employer since I left school, and I've been able to move roles though. I've been able to move from just core technical to more of a project management role, which is more of a senior role as well. And my kids are here in Canada growing, so I think so far so good. It's been a good experience for me.
Okay, thank God for that. And me too, I know it's been a good experience for you. So we can both testify to that. Alright, so the next question, I'm sure the viewers would like to know. Any tips regarding migration to Canada? What are the do's and don'ts that you would advise? Because we know there are different kinds of people out there dishing out information to people regarding immigration to Canada, which is not totally correct. I would like to talk about one. There's a common one about work permits that people talk about. What's your take on that? Like people coming over with the work permit. Random people, not even specially skilled people. So what's your take on that, please?
Well, I would say one, before going into that, any information you see online, try to verify it first before you even jump on it. The immigration process in Canada is it could be very detailing, but everything is online. Like if you just spend some time to just go to their website and see how can I, like it's there, do I qualify to get a work permit eligibility questions, those things are there and you can do them to familiarize yourself with the process. So even when you see something online, you can put a disclaimer there yourself that this is wrong.
It's legit or not.
Exactly. And to answer your question on work permit, it's going to be very tough for someone to come from Nigeria and say, just come here on work permits. Because work permits it could be open work permits. That means that someone is your spouse or someone else is bringing you in. It could be an employer-specific work permit. That means you're tied to an employer. And for that to happen, it means that you already have a job offer. The employer has given you a job offer. And it's not common in some provinces. Yeah, there could be provinces where they have limited workers. They are so desperately in need of workers. That employer will need to file with the government to get a code. Like they call it a labor impacted.
Yeah, the labor
LMI code. Yeah. The employer will need to get that and more like prove to the government that we need this person to come in. So it's really not straightforward. Like even I was reading in the news recently where the employers were really waiting because the process to get the code is even so lengthy. They're like waiting on the government to get their application approved so they can bring in their workers. So coming from Nigeria and saying you can get a work permit is like you're not telling yourself the truth. One, as an employer filed something for you to say apply through this. Like those are the things you need to be able to verify for yourself. I'm not saying it's not possible, to get a work permit from wherever you are. I'm saying it's a very difficult process. It has to be that the employer has filed for, is willing to offer you a job and willing to get to the government to get the code for,
because
required for that.
What I heard is that the employer is paying for this.
It's not, yes, they do pay the government for that code. It's not, so they would need to prove to the government also that they can't find someone internally to do that job. So there could be some specific, professions that they really need to bring someone. But if you're not that, if you don't have such skills and you're hoping to get that job, it's like you're just waiting for forever.
Yeah, and that will not be something nice to do to yourself. Thank you very much for throwing more light on that. So now the next question, more like the final question for this video. If there are any other questions that you'd like us to touch on that we haven't, kindly drop them in the comment section below and we'll do well to do that in the next video. So the final question, or more like final speech. Do you have any encouragement for viewers who are trying to apply? Do you have any word of encouragement for them? Or people that have started applying already but are somehow stuck? You know how this process can be sometimes. They might not be like just as simple as A to Z. They might be like you are progressing at some point and then next minute you are not hearing any feedback, and the next 2-3 months you are like hearing feedback. What word of encouragement do you have for them?
I would say be patient. To be honest, Canadian immigration process requires a lot of patience, and be sure you're on the right track. So, if you're working with an agent, you want to be sure that this agent you're working with knows what they're doing and they're legit. If you're working on your own, like I did all my applications myself, I never used an agent, but
she has done this application that she says she did on her own. It's not for one person, not for two people, not for three people, not for four people. I'm sure your agent does not even have that proven success track. So please go ahead.
What I'm trying to say is I did it on my own, but I'm going to put a clause there that you need to be patient to study, to understand, because it can be confusing too. So you need to have the mindset of knowing the details to be able to put in that effort. So I'll say is be patient with yourself, validate your agents and be sure they're doing the right thing, and they're not just putting your money into a basket and it's going away. And also be true to yourself. Why do you want to migrate? Like if truly is to study, then look for funds for studying and just come into the study route. I think that route is legit. I know the exchange rate is tough right now. It wasn't like when I did it in 2013, I'll be honest with you. But if you can raise funds and come through the study route, you will love it, because one, it will help you secure a job even faster, and you're not wasting time doing things that will not even push you in the right path. So I'll say if you're doing the study route, be patient, be true to yourself to know if you truly can raise this fund, and also what program we're applying to. Sometimes we also look at provinces that are so big like Ontario. You may want to consider going to other provinces. They might even have cheaper programs that you can afford, and it might be a little bit colder, but everywhere in Canada is cold. Like everywhere, it's not the same weather with Nigeria. So just tell your mindset, wherever you are, it is cold in Canada. If they have a better program, I'm going to apply there. It's going to be cheaper. They might even have more job offers for you, so you get settled even faster instead of coming to a province that is well known.
So just an FYI, there are 10 provinces in Canada and 3 territories. So you may do well I know a lot of people have heard of Toronto, Ontario, and everybody wants to come to Ontario. So just do your research. It will do you more good than harm. Do your research. Search for provinces that will fit your pocket if you want to come in via the study route. Get a good course, and trust me, it will pay you on the longer run than for you to want to come in a crooked way.
I would also say that the provincial nomination option is also still available for some provinces. They are not as tough as Ontario or the major provinces. So look at other provinces, what provincial nomination program they have, and how you can submit an intent for that, because you could also get nominated and then boost your chances through the poll.
I have a question for that PNP, and that's the provincial nomination program. Do you necessarily need to have any link to the province before applying via that province?
Yes, you have to. You have to go to the province website. So it differs by province. You have to go to the province website, check out what their nomination program is like, check out what eligibility they want, and then most of them require you to submit an intent for a nomination. Then that submission of an intent means you're putting in your credentials, your information, then they look at it and your skills, and then they can say, oh, we want to offer you or not. It's after they have offered, you can now go to your express entry profile to update that you have a nomination from the province. So even if you're in the pool and you're waiting for a province to nominate you, sometimes you have to go to the province, go to their website, check what their eligibility requirements is for their nomination, and see if you even qualify. Submit an intent. They do the things on their website first before you think you can automatically be selected. You could be automatically selected, but you may not. So
thank you very, very much, Big Mommy Canada. Thank you, Mrs. Fumi Onikon, for gracing our screens today. We really, really enjoyed your time here. It's been a very educative and informative session. If you'd like to see more of this, please press the like button, drop a comment, share this video. I know a lot of people want to see this video. So on that note, we have come to the end of today's video. do enjoy the rest of your day. Bye.